Hey everyone, in this video we're going to build a web application that can generate videos. I'm using Next.js here and I'm using the VO3 model by Google to actually generate the video. So let me actually just show you how it works. So the user can write a prompt, click on generate video, and then in about 1.5 minutes return a video here. But let's actually try it out. So let's say dog and cat racing on the street. And let's just see what it can do with that. I'll click on generate video. So now we just have to wait a little bit and I'll get back to you when it's finished. And there we go. In about 1.5 to 2 minutes, I have a video here. Let's actually check it out. And of course, you've probably seen these videos. They're really good. There is some audio, so hopefully you can hear that a little bit as well. But the results are really good. And yeah, you've seen them on social media. Probably they're blowing up or going viral actually. So let's actually try to build a web app that allows users to generate videos like this. So I'm using the VO3 model and I'm using it through a service called Fal. So Fal offers a bunch of models and actually makes it really easy for us to use these models. I'm not affiliated with them, but that is what I'm using here. So these videos tend to be 8 seconds long and you can generate them with audio. The only downside is that as of recording, it is still quite expensive. So I think it's about, well, let's actually take a look. Yeah, so here on Fal, for every second of video you generated, you will be charged 50 cents with audio off or 75 cents with audio on. So a 5-second video may already cost $3.75. So the video I just generated was actually like 8 seconds with audio. Cost me like $6 just to show you that. So I think it deserves a like, but I'll leave it up to you. Right, so this is a $6 video that we're looking at right here. There is audio here as well. Audio is actually really good and it makes these videos come to life much more. I think this is also why these videos feel much better than the other video models, because the audio actually adds a lot. Yeah, I think I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, this is the state of the art as of recording, right? So not cheap, and hopefully over time the costs come down, but the results are really good. So I mean, you do get like what you pay for, I guess. Yeah, I think the results are really mind-blowing. Now, you can imagine where we'll be in like 1 year or something, where hopefully it will be cheaper and better. So that's going to be really exciting. So it is very expensive. So what I'm going to show you in this video is just how I implemented it. I'm not saying that what I did is the best way. Be very careful with what you do so you're not blowing through a bunch of money. All right, so let's actually build this. So we can use a file here with the VO3 model. And the way it works is that we can pass the prompt to file, and there are actually some other options as well. So the aspect ratio, so we have like a horizontal video, but you may also want to have like a vertical video for like these shorts, for example, different types of videos. Enhance prompt and generate audio options. So that's what we can pass to file. And then ultimately what we will get is some kind of video URL. So this is an MP4 file. We can just stick that into a video tag on the page with autoplay, and that should do it. Now we can add some more things like a download button. So the user can download the video and then perhaps upload it on their social media account, or maybe even a direct integration with their social media account. So there are, of course, ways to improve this, but let's just actually try building this. All right, so I opened up Cursor as my code editor, and I also opened a folder here. It's currently empty. Where should we start? Well, let's actually just scaffold the Next.js application a little bit before we integrate the AI model. So I do like to manually create a new Next.js app actually. So I do like to do npx create next app. We want the latest version, and it should put all the files directly in this folder. So I'll add a period. I'll just press enter for all the default settings here, and it's going to install the packages. All right, so now we have a brand new Next.js application. Let's also run it here, npm run dev. Let's open this up. All right, so here we go. What we want is basically a text area on the left side and then the result on the right side. This is typically how you have these types of editing applications. What we can do actually is let's just use Cursor's AI mode here. I'm using Claude 4 Sonnet, which is a really good model as of recording. But let's just say we want to build an AI video generation app. On the left side, there should be a text area for the prompt, for the user's prompt. On the right side should be the generated video result. Okay, this is how I like to do it. Of course, there's a bunch of boilerplate here, so it will have to remove this. Let's see how it does. All right, so now it's changing the code. Let's take a look. Making some improvements here. Let's take a look. All right, so it changed a bunch of things. Let's take a look at how it did. I'm just going to accept everything here. I think we have to change this, but let's just see how it did. All right, so actually it generated actually a really nice looking app. It's a bit much, but this is similar to what we would want to have, right? Actually, it's even more sophisticated. So actually I like it. Now I actually tried doing different durations, but I couldn't get it to work as expected. So I think I'm going to remove this option for now and the style as well. So I will keep it very simple here. So I will say something like, please remove duration and style options. Only keep prompt option. All right, let's actually go ahead and accept this. And yeah, so now we have what we want. The styling is going to be a little bit different, but that's okay. So if I say something like a dog and cat racing on the street, when the user hits the button here, it should go to the backend, right? From the backend, we're going to make an API call to fal. We need to do it through the backend because we want to keep our API key secret. So we need to grab the value from the form here and actually submit it to the backend. So in Next.js, we can use a server action for that. When the user submits the prompt should go to the server side with a server action. Please just log prompt. Server actions are quite new in Next.js. I mean, they've been around for quite some time, but we do want to double check here if it actually does it the right way. All right, so here it's putting that server action here in the same file, which I don't like. I would prefer it would put it in its own file. We can just say that please put all server actions in their own actions folder and then an actions.ts file. That's how I like to structure the folder structure. Basically, the server actions in Next.js are a replacement of API endpoint. So if you want to do some kind of creation task or updating or deleting, basically your mutations, you can use a server action for that. It's actually really beneficial because you don't have to manually set up a whole API endpoint and then wire that up from the front end. And that's all done for you behind the scenes by Next.js. Okay, so now we have this. I like this. Received prompt, it's going to log it here and then ultimately return a result. I'm going to open up the terminal here just to make sure we actually get the prompt here on the server side. So if I now click on generate video, we indeed can see that we are receiving the prompt here on the server side. All right, so now we're just waiting 3 seconds just to simulate it, but ultimately it will return the video URL here. And so then on the page, what are we doing there? So on the page, it will set the video URL. Everything here will re-render and let's take a look. So we will have some kind of video tag. Yeah, so if there is a video URL, we're going to render a video tag on the page. And let's actually also add autoplay here. May not always work, but I like to automatically play the video when the video is available. Then, yeah, so this is what we would have. Now, right now, of course, there is no video URL, so it's just going to render this like empty video, gray placeholder here. But this is basically the mechanics of it. Now we just need to make sure we're actually returning a video URL that was generated by Vio. Now I'm going to use fal for this. Now fal has documentation on how to add it to the Next.js app. They do recommend using a so-called server proxy. So this is something that you may want to read up on. I will keep it very basic in this video, so what I'm doing here may not be the recommended way. I do recommend that you check out the docs here. Now here on the Vio 3 page on their website, they also show you how you can make this work. So I will keep it very simple. I'm just gonna use the fal.ai client here, and then we can use fal.ai Vio 3. So we need to pass a prompt. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to make it work with a different duration. Maybe I did something wrong. I don't know. I tried doing it 1 second, thinking it would be cheaper. For some reason, it didn't work for me. Maybe I made a mistake, but I just couldn't make it work. So I will just actually leave off the options. We'll just go with the defaults, but keep in mind that it is a bit pricey. Okay, so what it will also do then is whenever there's an update, we're just logging that. Although ultimately what we're actually interested in is getting the actual data here. And the data will actually be a video and then in there a URL. All right, so to make fal work, you can sign up directly with fal, but actually if you already have a Vercel account, maybe you want to use that. That's actually what I used. So they have an integration with Vercel here. So under integrations, you can find in the marketplace a fal, and then the billing is also done through Vercel. You also can get the API key from fal here in the Vercel dashboard. So it's a bit easier in my view. So if you've connected that integration, you can go to integrations here in your account and you can click on this and just manage that here. So we need 2 things. It is paid. So I can click on this here, not on connect project, but just on this part here. If I click on that, it will give you the fal key. So let me actually just copy that. I'm going to create a .env.local file. I pasted the API key like this, so fal_key, and I pasted it in there. I can show you that because it should be secret. Make sure you don't show it to anyone else. It can cost you a lot of money. That's the environment variable that we need. Now we also need to install the package here. So npm install this package. Let's also do that here. Let's take a look. Open up a new terminal here. Just install the client. So now we have that. All right, and then I show you how to call an API endpoint. So let's actually take a look here. Yeah, so this is an example they have. Well, we're not going to use Flux. We're going to use VO3 in this case. So actually, I just modified the example that is given there a little bit. So I'm just going to use the file client here. I'm not saying this is the best way or the safest way or the cheapest way. It may actually contain mistakes. Make sure to double check your own implementation. But just as an example, we could do something like this. So I'm going to create a variable called result. We're going to subscribe here. And this method is a promise that will resolve to the result of the request once it's completed. So it will actually wait for that 1.5 minutes or so that it's generating the video. So we just need to pass along the prompt that is given here, and we can add some logging if we want. I'm wrapping it in try catch so that if there is an error, we can log the actual error. Actually, we should return something else here. So we should return success false. But if we get here, it was successful, and we can return the actual URL. It will be result.data.video.url. I'm basing this on my own research and the current documentation. So you want to make sure that you're checking the latest documentation at the moment you're watching this video, because it may change over time and it's quite pricey to test this basically. So this may be completely out of date by the time you're watching this. So yeah, you just want to be careful because of the cost. But as of recording, I was able to make it work like this. I'm also just logging the result here so we can actually see what we get. Okay, so let's actually just try it out. I'm also going to open up my terminal here so we can see what's going on. All right, I'm going to show you something really cool, so make sure you watch all the way to the end. But before I continue, I quickly want to show you ImageKit. They are also today's sponsor. So I know a lot of you are building apps and websites, and you will need to upload images and videos at some point. And you want to deliver those media assets in an optimized manner as well. And you also want to be able to manage those assets easily as well. So that's what you can use ImageKit for. I've actually enjoyed working with them in the past as well. They have a very easy platform to upload my assets and manipulate them, deliver them in an optimized manner. So what I can do, for example, is here in the dashboard or also programmatically through their API, I can upload the asset. So if I have an image on my website, for example, I can add that here. I can actually upload it from different sources, not only my own computer, also these other sources where you already may have your asset. You may actually also want to get them from external storage. So if you already have something there, you can just connect that, no problem. But let's say I actually upload an image here. So this is the image I want to upload here. If I upload this one super fast, and now it's uploaded. So then here it's going to be placed in my media library. So here I can manage all of my assets. I can click on that and I can tag them, for example, or I can add metadata. I can do other things here, basically manage all of these assets. And actually now it also allows me to remove the background here with a button in the dashboard as well, very neat. But of course, at some point we actually want to display it in our website or web app. And so I need some kind of URL. I can copy that from here. And now I can add that to my website, let's say. Right, so here I have my image, and this has actually automatically been optimized for me. So if I check out the network tab and I load the page here, what are we actually loading here? I actually uploaded a PNG image, but now you can see the content type is actually WebP, which is an optimized format. So I like seeing that. And you can see it's also been placed on a CDN for me. This image is now being delivered in an optimized manner, and I don't even have to do much. I can actually decide here in the settings if I want to change that. So here under settings, images, I can decide how it should be optimized. So because I toggled this on, it will actually use WebP, for example. It may actually optimize the image quality even further. The default quality is 80, but we can change that if we want. And we have a lot of other options here as well, including signed URLs for some additional security. Now this is an image, but of course it works very similarly for videos. So with videos, it's even more important because these can be huge files, so that you optimize them is even more important. So here you can specify the video codec. So with this option, it will actually pick the for me, so that's really nice as well. The video quality can be changed as well. Right, so a lot of options here in the dashboard, but what I actually also want to show you is that we can transform this image further. Your users will go to your website and web apps on different devices with different internet speed. If we only have one big image, essentially, that's not going to be optimal, right? Because on a mobile phone, I don't need to load such a big image. I can load a smaller image. So we can optimize it even further by creating essentially derivative versions of this image, or video if you have video. And actually it's super easy to do because you just change the URL. Actually, as of recording, they just added AI transformations here, particularly removing the background. So this has now been made cheaper by ImageKit. We can remove the background, but we can also change the actual size of the image, actual dimensions. Very important for different devices. So we do that by just changing the URL. So I can add something here like TR for transform, and I can say the width if the user is on mobile phone, let's say. On that device, I'm going to load this image with this URL. And so if I press enter here, you can see ImageKit has created a new image essentially with that particular width. And we can do the same for height if we want. I can also say that no, the height should be 400, let's say. Of course, I can combine them as well and have multiple transformations in the same URL. So we can resize images. We can also crop them. So if you want to remove something, we can also crop to a face, for example. If you want to remove the things outside the face, let's say. There's object aware cropping, so it's pretty sophisticated. We can add overlays as well. So if you want to add something to an image, maybe a watermark, let's say. But of course, these days we live in the age of AI, so ImageKit also has these AI transformations. It's not only background removal, also generative fill. So if you want to add something to an image, upscale it, or even generate an image via text prompt is possible as well. There are effects as well, so blur, flip, etc. And a lot of those transformations are possible for videos as well. We can create video thumbnails, we can trim the videos. And I actually also did a video with ImageKit on adaptive bitrate streaming. So if you want to see how to set all of this up from scratch, step by step, make sure to check out the other videos I did with ImageKit. They have a good guide here on how to optimize the images as well, by the way. So check out the documentation here for how to optimize images and videos, and they'll show you exactly what to do. Squeeze out as much as you can. And overall, I had a great time working with ImageKit. I think it's a great product, so I would say check them out. You can find a link in the description. In any case, I want to thank ImageKit for sponsoring the video. And now let's get back to the video. Yeah, so now this is going to be invoked when we submit. So there is one more thing, which is that it is paid. So I do need to go here and actually add a little bit of credit here. So if you're using Vercel, I can do that here under settings. And I already have a credit card here for my Vercel account. Here I can top up my balance. For the 8-second video, I believe it's $6 or something like that. So I do need to make sure that I have $6 in my balance here. By the way, here in the fal.ai dashboard, it will also show you what your balance is. So if I refresh here just to get the latest, my current balance is $3.99. So I would need, let's say, $3 more. So I'm going to click on continue here. I'm going to simply add $3 more. Whoa. Make sure, it needs to be at least 5. Okay. I'm just going to add this and add the funds. Okay. So it may take a second or so. Okay. So funds have been added. If I refresh here in the fal.ai dashboard, I see this. Okay. So it should be good for 1 or 2 videos. All right. So let's actually try this dog sitting behind computer. And you can make these prompts much more sophisticated, of course. Okay, but let's actually try it out. Hope everything goes all right in the first try. And yeah, let's see what happens. All right, so now it's generating the video. And if we open up, yeah, you can see it's logging the prompt here, creating video with prompt. So we see everything right now is working as expected. Now in the fal.ai dashboard, you can go to requests here, and you can also see the requests that they got from you. And indeed, you can see I had some previous requests here. It took about 100 seconds actually, so it's a little bit more than 1.5 minutes. But you can see it also received this one now, and it's working on that. It's in progress. So yeah, I will get back to you when it's finished. All right, and here I can see some logging being done. We actually see the result here. And indeed, we see video, data, video, and here the URL. Actually, I can also go there directly, but let me just copy it from now. Let's go to our web application, and here we go. We see our video here. Let's actually play it. We can see a dog here behind the computer, and yeah, you can hear some sounds hopefully. And yeah. This is now a web application where people can generate videos. How much did it cost me? It was $8.99 before. If I refresh now, it's $2.99. So $6 for one video. But yeah, the results are really good. So yeah, pretty amazing what we can generate these days. I can also go directly to that video file, by the way. And I think it also makes sense to have some kind of download button here for the user. So maybe we can add this as well without losing the video. When the video has been generated, e.g. video URL can be then. So let's see, plot can do something about that. Okay, so actually it added it here, but it's sitting below this video details. Actually, I don't really like the video details. Maybe we can just manually remove that. I will just search for video details. I'm actually just going to remove this whole thing. And now we have a download button here. So if I click on download video, actually it's just redirecting. It's not actually downloading. Okay, and now the video is gone. So you want to be very careful with how you're developing, but you get the point, I think, which is that we can actually build super powerful applications with AI these days. So yeah, hope that you liked the video. Hopefully it helps you out with your journey integrating AI. If you want to learn more about Next.js, I have a complete course on React and Next.js. Make sure to check out the links in the description. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.